Alright, welcome everyone. Uh-oh, that's not good. Why aren't you working? Hold on, we have a slight issue. Ship real time. What is the member profile? Sorry, we're having issues with our LinkedIn. I didn't realize I was gonna have to do some extra things. Let's see if we can get this LinkedIn set up. What is that? This is a little weird. LinkedIn is weird. We might not get LinkedIn up today, but we will be getting it up soon. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. We're not going to get LinkedIn up today, but hopefully we will get LinkedIn up eventually. And I'm ready. I didn't want to show that, but oh no. Real quick. We're good to go. We're good to go, folks. Just want to set one more thing, and that'll be it. Welcome everyone, St. Geeks Animation and Gaming. Today we'll be doing some animation streaming. We'll be doing the AnimChallenge thing, which I'm about to pull up for a second. Two more things. No, I didn't want you, Cortana. Nobody likes you. Just kidding. I like Cortana's pretty. Cortana's pretty cool. So we got that. Here we go. Let me just find the video and we can pull this up and watch our challenge. I didn't want the group, I wanted the wanted the actual AnimChallenge page. How's everybody doing this morning? This is what we want. Okay, so this is our monthly challenge for June. Hold on, hold on. No, no, everybody stop. We're gonna do this right. Let's watch this pupper. That guy's funny, Hyper. Yes. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be cool. A free rig. I think I have one of these already. Cider games? Bullshit. Why is it bullshit? This is the challenge. So that's the challenge, and we're going to be working on this today. I tried making a tutorial on how to set up a POV camera with any rig, and I might have to re-record it because there's so much going on. It was pretty cool. But that's the challenge, and we're going to get started. And for my surprise on what I want to do, I don't want to do a gun, because everybody's going to do a gun and reloading a gun. That's too easy. Plus, I think when the craze first started coming out with the animations, with like Hyper and all them doing the first-person gun animations, kind of got exhausted. So we're not going to do a gun or a weapon of that sort. Kind of. We are going to be doing one of my favorite memes, Salt Bay. Oh yeah, we're going to get Salt Bay. This is what we're doing. This is going to be our animation, but except we're going to be doing it from his perspective. So that is going to be pretty cool. Is it? Sure it's not you? Kidding. That was a joke. Really that bad? Can't be that bad. Do that. Hopefully that'll get better. Yeah, it doesn't say my lagging at all. Yeah, my analytics say it's good. Yeah, I'll double check. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, we're gonna be doing Salt Bay. That's gonna be our guy. That's gonna be our animation for today. Yeah, my animation looks fine. My stream's fine. Lying to me like that. Barely know you. If you're talking about laggy between getting the messages, that's on you, man. Or that's not on you. That's just how it is right now. But that's what we're doing. That's our animation. But the rig that I used to make my the rig I used to do my tutorial video on, which I should have up later today, I used a different rig, so we're going to be starting with another rig. We're going to be doing the Malcolm rig. That's the one I wanted to use for him. We're going to set that up. I need to organize this. So, I want to see if it's going to be a little different. The reason why I didn't have this set up ahead of time is I want to see if I could do this differently on live stream than actually recording it. So there's going to be a little difference. Hopefully the stream gets better then. If it's laggy for you, I hope it gets better. Oh, I didn't mean to break and say something. Well, sometimes it's just how it is, man. Let Malcolm load in. Don't need it. I should set up AnimBot. I'll have that up for next time. I turn it off for most things. What's that, Jimmy? Hey, thanks, Cider. Did I say Snyder before or Cider? Oh, I don't want this Malcolm. I don't want this Malcolm. There's a different Malcolm rig I have. Yeah, I could. Okay. I want a different Malcolm Rig. That was my fault. I want this one. It's a little cleaner and it works a little differently. I don't know why. I don't know why I have two. I like this one better. But what I'm about to show you can do with any animation rig. Cider. It is cider. Okay. S-I-D. Spider. Got the pin. Gotcha. Yeah, my apologies. I'm bad at pronunciation anyway. That time you grab cup. This is my second cup, dude. Alright. But what I'm about to do, you can do with any and all rigs to set up a rig for first person. We're just gonna clean this up. I'm not gonna need the legs, the body, or the head. Sometimes people like keeping the legs in there, but you definitely want to remove the head and the torso. That's a straight given. There it is. I apologize, man. I don't want to offend you though. So we're gonna turn off the geometry for right now, and then we're also going to herbs create their own little layer because I like creating layers. We're gonna be turning off a lot of these though. All I have to select it. Just gonna hide them. This is the only thing I don't like about the Malcolm rig is all of these. Like that's one huge jumble, and these don't turn off when you go from IK to FK. I'm gonna move the legs too. Selecting the other control. We don't need them. We need these as well. Don't need the eyes either. So I'm hitting Control H, I'm just hiding them. They're still in the outliner, you can still find them. They're all within here. Finding all the controls. But so I've been animating unprofessionally for a long time, doing random stuff since like 2011. I joined the military though in 2011 at the same time. And I got in 2015 when I went to Savannah College of Art and Design, which I went for animation. I graduated in 2018. It's now 2020. I'm now a professional animator. I do training simulations for the Army. I also do training videos and voice recordings. Pretty much I'm an entire generalist, but I do animate, and I can animate. But I like doing this on the side. I like doing these challenges and stuff. They're fun. A lot of fun. Let that open, and then we'll switch over to Polygon. And control, so we can get straight to this. Control. Oh, forgot. Come on. Oh, yeah, that's right. So some fancy rigs will have extra controls. Oh, thank you. Thanks for watching. I forgot, sometimes you have special rigs that have extra controls, so you can turn off the hairs and all the extra body parts. This is what's cool about the Malcolm rig. It has different clothings that you can do. I think you got a greaser, which is pretty cool. But we're not going to be using it. Literally, we're just using the arms. So, add the legs. Yes. So what's cool is you can actually hide by faces too. So watch, you can hide the head without having to hide the entire geometry. So we're just gonna move up to probably the shoulders. That's all we need. This is pretty much gonna be bare bones. All we need. Oh. So these guys. Yeah, of course I'll follow you. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget to do that. I will follow you immediately after. Mixer. Hater. I will follow you. You got it. I will follow you immediately after. Alright, now we're going to add in the camera. This is actually working way easier than when I did the recording to set this up. It's a little tutorial. But then again, I was using a different rig that had a lot more on it that I had to remove, so there is the difference between them. What up? What up, T? I'm always down for collaborating on animations. I almost had my LinkedIn stream set up, and I really want to get this on LinkedIn so I can connect with other animators and stuff too. So that's also what I want to get. Turn this to IK. I feel like IK is going to be the best for the animation that we're going to be doing. So if you don't know what IK is inverse kinematics, which the wrist controls the animation of the arm. The other way is FK, which the rotations starting from the shoulder control the animation of the arm. We don't want to do that. We're going to be doing a lot of knife control and stuff like that. Still being lazy in bed? I bet, dude. I've been up for a couple hours now. I've been recording, doing the video, which I might have to re-record. But turning this back to IK. We'll get this in view just so we can set up the camera and then we can start animating. Well, first we're going to go back and look at the Salt Bay video I want to do. We're up till 4. Damn, dude. I mean, I think I was up till 2 watching Samurai Champloo. I don't remember. I almost finished. I'm literally on the last episode. I mean, I've seen it. You know I've seen it before, but I love that. I love that show. I gotta watch it a couple times a year. So, we're probably not gonna be moving the head too much, but I want to set it up like I would do it properly anyway. Really? Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the time, man. I'm dropping the field of view. I like dropping it to probably about 25. I normally don't recommend doing this too much with different animations. You kind of want to keep it at 35 because that is the general animation focal length that people like to stick with, and people don't differentiate from that. This is pretty much just the focal lens angle that you would see in like regular cameras and stuff like that. Like you want to go, and they're pretty close to the same numbers. So like you want to do like a close up at like 85, but the general camera is at 35. But we want to back it up just a little bit so we can get the arms in there and still have the camera pretty close. The last thing that we're gonna do, which didn't work on the other rig, but should work on this rig. Well, I got it to work on the other rig. I had to do a little extra step, but we're going to be parenting this camera control to this control. So make sure maintain offset is selected, otherwise the camera will snap to the center of that and we'll lose all the progress we just did with the camera. Select that, apply, and now the control, yep, now works for the camera. So now we can move this control, do whatever we want with the camera, and it will work with the body. So say we want to rotate the body, the camera will work with it. What's awesome about this working right now is that this head control is working on world space rather than world space rotation rather than body rotation. So what that means is when this body rotates, the head stays level, so the camera stays level. That is exactly what we want. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And we can see it working right here. So this will rotate, the camera will rotate. But when this rotates, the camera will move with the body, but not rotate. It's a beautiful sight. And that's exactly what we want. So we have that set up. We don't have to touch too much more of it. But we do want to lock down the camera. We don't want it moving, even though it's parented to this, we don't want it moving anymore. We want it to be exactly where it's at. This is... If anything, we could drop the camera down a little bit. That's fine. Now I'm going to set up my scene a little bit. So we're going to be doing a little bit of 3D modeling. Actually, we're going to save this as a separate rig. And then we're going to open up a new scene and make it its own scene and keep this as a rig, and we'll reference it into the other scene. The reason we want to do that is because it's going to save on memory space and size on the Maya files. Otherwise we'll keep saving and saving and saving the rig, which we don't want to do. And Malcolm is a pretty hefty rig because I did hide everything. I didn't delete everything. There's the difference. Sometimes deleting can be good. I mean, if you're only saving this as a separate rig from the original Malcolm and just saving the arms, you may want to delete it, but for right now I just wanted to hide them. This is the rig. We have a rig. We have it saved up. We'll save as POV. Rig. We'll do 2 because I have the other one set up for the tutorial video. We'll have it saved. We'll open up a new scene. We'll also create a whole project file too. I'll go through the steps of doing it. So under here I'm going to file and I'm dropping down to, now you can see project window. We want to create a new project. Put it wherever you want. I like having a projects folder. This is where I have all my projects. My personal projects, different from my work projects. Select that one, and we will call this POV Salt Bay. Now it's good to have the same name conventions. This is actually how I do my naming conventions, so this should work. Oops, I didn't mean to capitalize that. So what this is going to do is it's going to create your scenes, your assets, your images, and stuff like that. Now, normally in different situations, if I was working at school, I would take the rig and I'd put it in my assets folder, but I'm not going to do that since it's already going to get referenced in anyway, and plus it'll just create a double of the rig. Don't need to do that. So, scene's open, brand new scene. Now, nope, that was import. We want to reference. So, what a reference, difference between reference and importing will bring the entire file. Referencing just pretty much brings the control and the geometry just for an instance, and it pulls it straight from the file, not saving it from the rig file, not the scene file. And it saves room, it saves space, and it's a very good way to work, and it's how a lot of people work. I want to pull up the editor, reference editor. This is also like really good if you have like full scenes and you're about ready to render. You can do these, you can set it up differently, so you'll have the scene on one reference, the character on a different reference, and you'll be able to turn each and other off and then composite them later in After Effects. So that's also the good thing about that. Documents, I need to clean this up so bad because I can't find Maya anymore. Nope. POV rig 2. There we go. Now he's referenced in there. It's going to be light on the file, and we'll be good to hear. Just gotta let it load. It's loading, hold on. I am very upset that LinkedIn didn't work. I really wanted LinkedIn to work. Yeah, I haven't had enough coffee yet. Alright, so you got the character in here. None. Trolls. Volganas. Just gonna move this guy out. Oh, and camera. Let's see the camera. So I'm just gonna model a few things. We'll texture them later. I'm not gonna worry about too much about it. But all I'm really gonna model is a knife, a table, and a steak, and a little bowl of salt. So we're not gonna make these like too crazy, but I do want him in here. So what we're doing is pretty much just setting up the scene. I already have drawings of what I want to do, so we'll worry about that later though. But we're just gonna model a simple little table. We're gonna do it straight at a table. Extract that, keep this off. Too necessary. I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to keep everything symmetrical. There's other ways you can do this. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing, but this is just the way I like to do it. There we go. We have a simple. I accidentally selected this face and I didn't notice it. We're gonna remove some of these edges because we don't need them. It's just creating extra polygons and more stuff for it to render out that we don't need. Not necessary, man. Just make it a little different, you know. Get some extra little shapes in there. Let's make it a little. Now we're gonna create a plate, a bowl. That's simple objects: plate, bowl, steak, knife. Plate, bowl, steak, knife, and something in the bowl. You know, it's gonna be a little mound. Not gonna be anything. Okay, 16. So this is what I do. I just selected some extra faces now. Oh no, look at that, I didn't. Oh wait, yes, I did. Now we're good. Oh, wow. It's usually just a lot of extrusions. Just want to do a little lip. Just get a little lip. There we go. Nice, simple, easy little plate. We don't need to see the bottom of it, but we want it big enough so it can hold a steak. Alright, bowl. Bowl's next. Cylinder will work. Yeah, we're now learning some actual 3D modeling as well. I will probably bring these into Substance Painter. Substance Painter is a lot of fun. This one's gonna be just a little salt bowl to hold some salt. We want it big enough though, so you'll be able to see it. I move quick and you have questions and like asking what I'm doing, no, I normally don't do these as tutorials. Like, I don't do these streams as tutorials. Like, I come here just to animate and just talk and get critiques if you want to critique, or if you want to learn something, I'll tell you what I'm doing. But I don't set these up as tutorials. But I am making tutorials now. I'm a little hesitant on doing tutorials. Well, I always have been. I don't know, I didn't feel like I was in the right place to do tutorials just yet. But I am starting to go back to school come this September for my graduate, because I do want to be a professor eventually. So, eventually I want to be a professor, I just don't think I'm ready yet. I mean, that's all we're doing. We don't need too much. Plus, you're not going to see the bottom of the bowl anyway. Now what I'm doing, I'm just removing some lines to lower the amount... It's like the wrong one. Lower the amount of polygons that are going to be showing up, so it'll save on rendering time. It's not going to save much, but it'll just on this one bowl, but... when you start doing to every object, it's gonna save in the long run. Instead of having a 5-minute render, you could have like a 3-minute, maybe more 3 or 4 minute render. Maybe not that much, but it'll definitely save. So right now we'll just use a plane. Some salt. I'm going to be sizing it down. The bowl of salt is not going to be this big. Actually, what am I doing? Use disc. Discs are weird though. I actually don't see discs used too much, but it's interesting. So the way we're going to form the salt is actually pretty cool. What we're going to do is we're going to use the tool like this. Cool. Now we have a bowl of salt. Make it look a little different. Cool. Modify center pivot. I want to create this as its own group. Bowl, geo, plate, geo, and table, geo. Damn, I'm good. Alright, now that this is done, we can modify center pivot it. Size down. Yeah, that's probably a good size. Bowl size. Now we have a bowl, we have a plate. We'll get a steak and a knife, and then we'll be ready to go. Now, I want to get a cartoony 3D steak going. Maybe we can get some reference for that one. Yeah, that's actually not bad. We'll do something like that. That's gonna be easy to texture. Or we could do something like that. I don't know. Either way. Check some more images just to be some good references. Yeah, a lot of people are using that one. I'll just use that. I'll model it myself. I don't find that. No! Lost the music. And then we'll get to animating. Don't worry. Get to animating. stake. It was pretty much a cylinder. So, my idea for him was he's gonna have a knife starting in his hand. He's gonna show it, grab the steak, chop it, throw the knife, and then he'll go back to his regular pose. And that'll be it, because we only got 5 seconds to work with this. Actually, that's another thing I need to set up. So we're going to be doing this at 24 frames per second. The standard way to do animation is 24 frames per second. So if you don't know what that means, 24 of these suckers is 1 second. So each one of these is one position where the character is going to be at. A frame. Not saying none of you out there don't know what that is, but just in case somebody pops by and doesn't know anything what FPS stands for. What up, Dougal? But yeah, that is what we have here. I don't want to go too crazy with this, but it'll be cool. But yeah, we're gonna cut this baby up. Turn off the selection tool. So it's usually fatter at one. So fatten up this side. So a little bit push. Yeah, like I said, I won't do anything too crazy. So with the with the texturing, this would be pretty easy. We'll just make a little thing with a little of the fat veins inside of it, like that. Big. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay that it's going through the geometry. We don't have to. I'm not sweating it. You're not gonna really notice it too much anyway. And last but not least is going to be the knife. This one we'll start off with. I want to do it in between his hands because I want to get the right sizing for it, because I'm specifically for his hands. We'll just do a butcher knife. Or no, yeah. We'll just do 3. Cooking knife. That's right. Cooking knife. Get some good references. Yeah, I like this one. This simple little knife right here, something like this. That's easy to do, right? Yeah. Too crazy. But it's gonna be cartoonish anyway, so I'll smooth it later too. Is it too late? Is it too late? it's too late. To the back side of it. A little annoying with the hand. Cool. Little meat to that. That looks like a decent enough handle. Okay, so this one goes up a little. Up. Hey, Crimson Daggerfall. That's a pretty cool name. Thanks for the follow. It says you followed 3 times. Interesting. Thanks for the follow. Hopefully it doesn't pop up 3 times. Oh, we need to save our scene. Almost forgot to save the scene. Salt Bay 001. Alright, don't want to forget. So, I don't know what you saw or if you missed anything, but we made a table, a thing of salt, steak. We're making the knife for our character. We also made the rig. We made the rig setup. Is that right? Panel perspective. Something about this camera doesn't seem right. Thought we had it pushed back a little bit. I can fix that. That's an easy fix. But right now we're just modeling a quick little knife. Well, let me put up my reference real quick. Cool. So it goes down like that, and then it comes out. I'm gonna make the main length of the blade, and then we'll work on actually, I'm wrong. I'm gonna do this first. Too much. That's better. Go back to base. Now extrude. So now we have the width of the blade too. That looks like a good height. We don't need to be crazy. So it's pretty forward. Oh yeah, I'll turn the mic down and then. Oh, we're gonna have a vacuum going, so let's see. I will be muted for a little bit. I'll type if you need anything. Thanks, cuz. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the like. Sorry, they're gonna be vacuuming the house for like a short little bit, so I muted until they're done. That looks pretty good. Might be a little fat in the handle, but that looks pretty good. We're doing a quick model. This is not a bad enough. We'll shorten the handle a little bit. That's not bad. We're doing it really, really quick within like, what did I do that in like 10 minutes maybe? 15 minutes at most? It's not bad. So, I forgot to name the steak. Steak! Geo. Knife. Geo. It was me, Geo. We do not want the pivot point in the center. We want it in the handle. Probably in the biggest meaty part of the handle too. That's gonna be the main rotation. And that's it. We have the scene set up. I'm gonna make this a different color real quick. We're gonna do a little bit of some color changing. Gonna be so many different shaders right now. We only need to make 1, 2, 3 shaders. Yes. Standard. We're going to be using Arnold because that is my personal favorite out of all the standard Maya.
What are you doing? I'm just looking at the world.
2, 3, 4. So this one. Steak is gonna be lattes. Pablo. Salt. Oh, we need a 5th one for the. Knife. Yes, I will pronounce everything wrong, and there's nothing you. Stop. Oh, no, it's selected. Where's the table? Get the same plate ones because I'm not gonna. Get a red color for now. I'm not gonna spend my time. I'm just gonna color them for color's sake. Yes, tell me I didn't select the steak before. Jerk. Oops. There's. Now you wanna work. Plates, you're gonna get a slightly gray eggshell for right now. Gray eggshell. We're getting brown color. It's gonna look shiny. I'm like I said, I'm not going in depth right now on the whole rendering process. Salt, you're gonna stay white. You are gonna get a straight bluish too. Slight blue, dark red. Why aren't they updating? That's a very good question. Light. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty gross right now, but hey man, they're just there for animation. You're not worried too much. That, the textures and stuff, shoot, even the models might change. Literally doing strictly for animation purposes. We did that in a short time frame. It didn't take too long doing that, did we? Shoot, it's already 11 o'clock. Well, we're gonna spend another hour on this. We're in a good spot. We can now start blocking. That's the word. We're gonna now start to block. Dummy. Yeah, I just want to adjust this real quick. Awesome. Alright, first, let's see this view. Yeah, it's way too close. So, to adjust the constraint, you actually have to delete it, and I forgot. Alright. Well, something happened when uploading this that the camera moved to the center. It was usually pushed back. We're going to do what I didn't want to do. I have the space. We're just going to have to go back and delete them. It's my fault, but not a big deal. So the fix to this is you can do one of two things. Actually, we'll do the other one first. We'll commit and save this. Continue. We'll open up a new scene. And we will adjust the rig, go back into this, re-upload the rig, everything will be in the same spot except the camera will be moved back. What I was about to do was which I was not going to do. This is the right way to do it. What we're doing right here is the right way to do it. The other way was I was going to, from the reference editor, you could take your references and straight import them to the scene from where it's at, and then it'll be officially in the scene, which will add into the memory, which is what we were talking about before, which is what we don't want to do. We don't want to make this a very heavy file. Not like it would be anyway if there isn't too much in the scene. And right now that would chug. By chug I mean there will be so much on the screen that will start to lag with the animation. We're gonna pull up that rig. Let's see. Oh, I forgot what I did. Something I forgot to do when setting up the files. So I set up the files. Something I forgot to do was set the project. So it'll always go back to my project folder. So it'll be easier for finding everything. But I'll do that when I go back to the... Good. So here we have the rig. Once it goes up. It's loading, hold on. Sorry, T, I stole that from you. There we go. Yeah, look, see? See? The camera's here. Why did it get pushed forward? Why did you get pushed forward when I brought you in? Did I... Wait. Oh. You didn't move. So then why are you... I'm gonna reset the rig, see if there's an issue with that. That is a strange issue. So the rig is correct, but when it gets brought in as a reference, it's slightly messed up. So what we're doing right now is you literally uncheck it, it removes it from the scene for the time being until you recheck it and put it back in. So that is how the reference editor works. So that's pretty cool. Is that not right? We're having some really weird issues today when I was doing my thing. And it has its original translation. So if you unload it and reload it, it'll have its translations all different too. That is very strange. We reloaded it. It should have looked like this with the camera. It moved. Why? I don't have the answers to everything. (7375) and then -4. 7375 and -4. What if we unlock these? Unlock. Oh. I don't know. That is strange. It shouldn't have moved. So, what we'll do, we're not going to be moving the head anyway too much, so we'll just have it set backwards. And the other thing that's really weird is it's not working. See how this is moving? It should be moving the same speed, but it's not. That is really strange. I didn't do anything wrong. It was working right in the rig. That's working fine. The rest of it's working fine. It's moving the same speed. Let's see. But like I said, it's not too much to worry about. If there's an issue, we'll go back and we'll actually fix the rig. This should be the right fix that we need right now. We're gonna up the the resolution right now, it says 960 by 540. We're not gonna. So this is our first person, and we're gonna be cutting a steak and salt baying it up. I'm just worried about the shoulders. Actually, something we forgot to do. We want to make sure that attribute editor, the render stats are double sided. So now you can see through the arm, the shoulders. Oh, yeah, there we go. Get closer. Perfect. Alright. Not going to start with this in the screen. We're pretty much going to start with the knife in the hand. It's going to be like this. We're going to show it up. And then we're going to look down at the table, come down, chop it up. Throw the knife, salt bay. The other thing we need to do is, what's 5 seconds times 24? 120. Oh. 125? Oh. I'm so I can't think with math. Yeah, I brought up a calculator. 24 times 120. Not awake. So we have 120 frames to work with maximum. That is our limit. I'm normally really good with math. I just don't need it. But we'll just set up the knife right now because we're gonna block it out and work with it. Right now I want to put this in its own group right now. This is what we're gonna be doing. We're going to be using the group as the main control for the parent from the wrist to the knife, and I want to keep it that way so we have something that we can remember to click on instead of just the geometry. I don't like leaving the animation straight to the geometry. I'd rather have a control like this group node to keep it nice and even. That's how I'm going to work with that. But what I have to do is I have to center the pivot again. And I want to make it exactly and just to make sure I'm doing it the same way again. So they're exactly the same. Not that we need to worry too much about it because it's going to be a child to the wrist. Simple. I normally, when I animate, don't worry about the fingers, but since this is pretty much all fingers, we kind of have to. Get a nice. Why do I have to check? I know there's different ways to hold a knife, especially as a chef. Some people hold it like this, where they control the blade with one finger. There's many different ways to do it. We're not going to go too crazy with that. We're not going to get too involved with that, but it's good to know the different grips. It's good to know the different grips that you can have, but we're going to do a general hand thing. What up, Travis? What up, Toast? Toaster? Just animating, man. Good morning to you too, buddy. How are you and Sassy doing? It's fine, beautiful morning. You're doing good, buddy. I'm gonna be gaming a little later today. Somebody else wanted to game with me. Another friend wants to game with me, so I will be gaming with them maybe after this. I don't know if I can play with you today, but definitely sometime too. We should totally hit up and play some more Call of Duty. I saw your win last night with T. It was a pretty sick win, man. I have a knife right here. Similar handle. I was wrong. Oh wait, no, I did a straight rotation, right? We're gonna do all that rotation. No biggie. Oh, I just noticed something. My rotation tool is weird. There we go, that's better. Oh, that's weird. Why did it do that? Something happened with my controls lately, my tool controls. So this is going to be the main setup for everything. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Can't complain. Man, you can always complain. Don't fall that one. Complain. Always complain. That looks like a grip on it. Pretty good. It's pretty good grip. Good generic. I like that. So now we're gonna make the constraint from the rest of the light. So it should stay the same. Modeling. There's a modeling tab underneath here. Actually, let's show you what I'm switching to. Oh. It's because I had it locked. Here we go. So underneath here, you can see a modeling tab. I will switch it to rigging and put this sucker back. Come on. Sorry, I want the camera back. Switch it to rigging. We'll select the control first, then the group of the knife. We're not selecting the knife underneath. What this allows for is that this allows for the animation of the knife separately from the wrist in case we need to do that, which we will, because we're going to be throwing the knife off. So that is why I do that group. We'll now constrain it, which and see parent constraint again. We will maintain offset, apply, and the knife now has a constraint. So now we rotate the wrist. Works. There we go. Alright, now we can start working. Now we can start animating. Oh man. This is actually going to be pretty easy so far. Let's see. Move this guy a little bit. That is why this is getting. Why is it getting double movement? Whatever. So we cannot move the body. For some reason, this control's getting a double movement from something. That will be something I'll have to go into the controls and actually see what's wrong with that. In which case, we will not be parenting in the official rig, which I'll probably have to go back and fix, which won't mess up any further part of the rig. What I'll have to do is I'll have to make this camera a child of this control rather than these two, because these two controls are getting separated rotations, or separated translations, I'm sorry. Separated translations from other things, so that we're not gonna worry about. But right now it's fine. We can work with this, and like I said, the camera's not gonna move, so it's not gonna be a big deal. Right now we can start working from this. So weird though. So we show polygons. Oh man. Alright. So we're gonna do blocking. Blocking should be pretty quick. It's pretty much just going to be all the arm movements. I'm not going to do anything with the stake. We'll decide on that later. That's something later we can do. That's post. Kind of post. It's pre After Effects. But after animation, if we're going to do any like cool little effects with the stake. I do want to get some either particle effects or 2D effects for the salt when we do the salt bay, because we're not going to put any geometry in the hands. We're just going to do the salt bay movement, which is going to be incredibly easy on our part. We don't have to worry about having a geometry, doing extra constraints. Literally the only constraint we're worrying about is the knife in the hand. That's the easiest one. We could add some extra animation onto like the wobbling of that. That would be cool to do, like if we just and you see it wobble a little bit. We're not going to do that. That's another pre-post thing. Move the shoulder out of the way. It's still in the way. I'm going to move the shoulder. Okay, we're going to remove all... We're going to... Sorry. This is going to bother me if I don't do this. We're going to remove all the FK controls. This is an FK control. Control H. FK control. We're only working with IK. This is a shoulder control, right? Yeah, that's the one we want. Anything that's not this, we don't need. This, probably don't. It's an arm twist. No, we need that. We need this. Where? That we need. It's just a little cluttered here. That's all I want to clean up. Alright, that should be. We do need that. Those are for the knees. Or the elbows. Alright, now we're good. We're gonna start animating. We're gonna start blocking out everything. Anything that's in this viewport is what we are going to see. So again with the shoulder, or the shoulder tip. We want to undo that shoulder. You know what? I'm a dumb. I have to do something. Excuse me for a moment. You're about to get something. but I need to do it. And I forgot to share my own damn video. I need to do that more. Okay. We don't need it, and animating it isn't. The other one will move back a little bit because you can still see like a tip of the shoulder. As you notice, the camera's like inside like the neck area. It's kind of dumb. Okay. Start animating. So now we could start one thing we want to do, one thing I like doing. Shoot, what are those for? We are going to be creating, select all the controls, create, set, quick select set. This is going to be CTRs. Oh, hi mom. Michelle. Hi ma. Oh, it's cameras. Cool. Alright. The reason we did that is now we can select all the controls and set them. This is where we want the first thing to be. This is our first key. This is how it will look. This is our first key. Nothing, Ma. We're doing an animation challenge, and we're doing Salt Bay. It's first person. The theme is first person. Everybody's gonna be doing a gun, reloading a gun, doing something funny with a gun. What we're gonna be doing is something different, because everybody exhausts the gun thing. Gun animations are so overdone, in my opinion. Okay, Crimson, definitely come back, man. Get some good coffee, man. I'm on my second cup. I want another one. But we're doing Salt Bay, Ma. We're gonna be doing Salt Bay. He's gonna take the knife, chop up this little mini steak I did, which we'll clean up and make look better. Texture it. And then he's gonna throw the knife, take the salt, and salt. And that's it. So it's gonna be pretty easy to block this out. So. And it's gonna be pretty easy because we're gonna have just the arms to animate. So this should go pretty quickly, to be honest with you. So I want him to be like, ha, it's a knife. This is what I want the next. We'll be animating. And we'll be animating this controlled because I feel like. Nah, too high. I just want it right there. We're gonna do it more towards feel than the actual animation. Second one, so he's really like, ha, knife. I need to texture it, but texturing takes time. Granted, I've modeled it like in like 5 seconds. It's not complicated. I'm gonna make it look very cartoonish. We'll save that for later. That's gonna be the ending one, so. That's nothing. That's nothing. Come on. Steak. So there's our second frame, so it's gonna be first. It's like all the controls. We're gonna turn this into, go back to animation. Graph editor. We have the graph editor. We're gonna turn this all to blocking because freeze. Actually, now's a good point to save. So we're gonna currently save. I am gonna make it I'm gonna make this steak look beautiful. It's gonna be nice. We're going all Salt Bay in this. So now we have everything selected. Key it. Bam. So it's gonna be bam, bam. Camera's gonna look down first at the steak. Don't worry. I'll fix the shoulders. Oh, no, 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 not on 5, not on 5. Damn it. 10, so. Oh. So we're gonna have the hand already set on this frame. Already down on the steak, ready to be cut up. We're gonna do the knuckle method, ma. Cutting steak with the knuckles. I know that one. So we're gonna get like a good little, you know. Pull up. You know what? I'm gonna do it over here quick. Cutting with knuckles, I guess. We'll get like a good grip. There we go. That's exactly what we want right here. This little guy. That's how we want it. That's how we want the hand to look. So that's gonna be my little reference for right there. So we want the hand already on the steak. We don't want movement to it because the camera's already moving, so it would be good to just have it set up. Actually, now move. Probably back this one up a little. Yeah. Arm second. Now to get that cool knuckle shape. Calm down, cut the closer. The head back, so that's actually good. We'll move the body instead of the head. We can do some counter animation with that, and that's not going to be too bad. Okay, time to model out the hands. You don't always want to work in that small little screen like that. You want to get as big as you possibly can. Better for you. So we don't want to get too crazy with the hand shapes. We want to keep the fingers pretty much together. I know it's gonna be wrong, but it's gonna be for appeal. You don't want them looking like too crazy out there, and you'll understand what I mean once when you see it. Because you know what, I'll do it exactly to the picture, and it's gonna look a little bit weird, and then we'll go back and fix it. Yeah, you know what? I could be wrong. It might work, but most of the times you want the hands to stay pretty much together. You don't want too many spaces in between this. This one might work because it'll be one in between, and the other these fingers will be connected. This finger will be connected, and this one will be hiding in the back. But we're gonna have a different angle from it. So it might actually work in our favor. So we'll see. We'll fix the elbow later. So he's got a little bit more space in between. This one is not as cringe as the other ones. Just like that. So, I mean, the hand is blocking the fingers, most of the fingers, so it should be fun, actually. But this dude has some, like, really weird shaped fingers, anyway. So, he's pretty much cutting off these two fingers. And this is going to be a fast motion anyway, so bring the elbow up here as well. Good elbow placement. This is actually already looking not too bad. Let's see from this view. Now we can move a little bit closer with the body. Anything will. There we go. Rotate. There we go. To get a quick. Whoop. Boom, boom, boom. And then it's going to be chop. So the next one's going to be chop, chop, chop. We're not going to do all the individual chops. We're going to do the first one and then the last one. Just to save on time. So, next one. Oh, wait. So, almost forgot. We gotta save everything right now. Save it. Next one. Okay. Don't worry, I will fix the elbow. I know the elbow. I want to do that at a little bit of an angle too so you can see it. I know it's not supposed to be how you cut things, but I want to do it at a slight angle. I want to do it at a slight angle so you can get the good sight of the blade. This is the easiest blocking I've ever done. I've never done a first person view. This is the easiest blocking ever. Alright, well, 15's already done. I mean, we will move the hand a little bit, but like the motion from like moving down and then chop, 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 it's gonna be a quick little motion. So we're not gonna go too crazy, but what did I just press? Oh, I pressed D. Right. Now the next block we are gonna. I like doing it in 5s in case I want to add an extra frame in between, which we will between 5 and 20. We will add in those extra blocks of the separated ones, but I want to get the main poses out right now. Slight rotation of the hand. I want to go just slightly. Too. We don't want it to be exactly perfect, just sliding it. So, hey, what's up, Crimson Daggerfall? That is still a cool name. That's a cool name. I judge everybody by their gamer tag names. Just kidding. I don't judge everybody, but still, I still think it's a cool name. So there we go, and that's it for that block. This is incredibly easy. This is moving way too smooth right now. I'm getting nervous that something majorly wrong is gonna happen. Select all the controls, save that. The next one is, how do we want to get rid of the knife? Because we need to get rid of the knife and do it with the right hand. Or move the knife, take it with the left hand, and no, because he's this is with the right hand, right? Let's bring up Salt Bay. What does the Salt Bay decide? How does he do it? Because he's got the knife in the right hand and he does it with the right hand. But we're doing our own little cutting of the steak. We're not doing all of that. I mean, I could replace it with a bone steak, which would be cool, but I'm not going to do all that thing. It takes too long. We only have 5 seconds to work with, people. Definitely ain't doing all that. Damn, that steak looks so good. Oh, don't that look beautiful? Oh, he just switches it, so he throws it to the other hand and does it. I did pay attention. See? Passes it. I don't know. Oh, something we want to do in this frame too. We want to rotate the head just a little. Too much. I think we'll throw. I like the idea of just like throwing it. Throwing it. Yeah, I think that'll be it. So we'll throw it. Up pose, down pose. First part of the salt, last part of the salt, and then we'll do an extra. And end it right there and just pause it. I think that'll be fun. I think that's right, fine, right? And actually, I did the hand pose. It did work the way it was, so I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with that. I hope you're okay with it. I'm okay with it. So, that. I'm just thinking how to where to throw the knife. Sorry, I heard something weird. I could catch it with the other hand. I could just be like, whoa. I could. Catch it off screen, and as it moves off screen, hand goes for the salt. That's fine. I'll do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in, to do that, we're gonna have to add in a second constraint to the knife. And then we're gonna have to animate it. There to there. And then we're gonna have to animate the constraint. So how we do that is you select the control, you make the constraint, parent constraint. Woohoo. I said I want maintain offset though. I should have thought this ahead of time. This might break a few things, so apply. So we go into the knife, you go into this, and you see both the weights are 1 to 1, so it's like in between. You want it all on this. We want it all on the right now. So we're going to animate this. I don't like animating these constraints like this. But we're going to have to remember to do this. So Tell me we broke it. We're gonna have to save it real quick. File. And save. Cool. It shouldn't be breaking. The reason it shouldn't be breaking. Okay, why did I get... Oh, I pressed the button, that's why. Oops. It will be acting weird, though. Just messed up everything. Windows. Yeah, so this is where we're going to animate the constraint. So animating constraints, not a great way to do it, but it can work and it can be necessary in this situation. It will be. So from here, it should still have the same weight. The weight is going to be all on the right one. So that means, yeah, and this one will not work. So you have to turn off like a switch. It cannot, like on the next frame, like if I was to change it, it has to be like if the key is on 20 from constraint to the right hand, and the next one it needs to be to the left. It can't go slowly. It can't have like a ramp. The next one has to be switch. It has to be on, off. So on 20 frame 21, it has to be in the left hand. There's no in between. Can't do it. Can't do it. But this will work. Shouldn't lag anymore though. Okay. So in the next frame we'll do like a little that. But at the same time, I didn't want to grab the outliner. Put it back. At the same time, we will have this hand grab for the salt. We'll have one mini frame. We'll grab it. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it like that. Control, save it. If there, save it. Save it there. You're constrained. Why are you moving? You'll move when I do this. What? What did I do? What did I do? Okay, now we're back. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. Oh, what I did was I accidentally put keyframes where I shouldn't have put keyframes. I accidentally put them on these translates, and that's what kept them in place. Can't do that. You have to put them straight to the geometry if you need. Okay, everything's good. Everything's good. Great. Just want to double check, make sure I didn't miss it. What? Nope, everything's got that. Oh. Make sure the constraints are fine though. Constraints need animation. Right? Selected. These should still work. Yes. Good. It's working. It's working! I've never had to do too much of constraint animations like this, but it's good to know. I have it under control, so everything's good on frame 25, right? Everybody's got a key. So on frame 30, it should be in the other hand, and the hand will be reaching. Constraint. That'll be 0, 1. That'll be fixed. Some finagling here because I can already see a problem that we're about to have. Just kind of want to throw it, but Windows Animation Graph Editor. We are gonna. Please don't tell me I just did the same stupid mistake. Should work now. So what we're about to have is kind of like a gimbal problem. Not gonna be too bad. It's not gonna be too bad. Should be fine. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so there's a little weird rotation going. Let's see if we can fix this. I know why it's doing that. Okay, we need to remove the constraint. Let's try this. Alright, we're very close to getting it. It's not going to be a big deal anyway. There's multiple things you can. So, shit. Big game constraint. Now. So. Yes! Oh, we fixed it. Damn, I'm good. Damn, I'm good. So the reason we're having this little weird animation is because it's not on a switch. This is what happens when it is going from 1 to 1. And that's not what we want to happen. But since it's a short little animation, we don't need to worry about it. We'll fix that when we go through cleaning up the animation and putting more keys in. So that's fine. That is okay. Sweet. I have you right now. Suppose. Up. Elbow, wherever you are, sir. Up. Up a little higher. Go a little bit. We'll zero out the controls. Sure. Come on. Get the right control. We're gonna do some cool stretching. So one thing I wanted to use Malcolm for, is he's really good at stretching. Hey. Hey, thanks, Dad. That's what that guy said in the song. I was repeating that, not trying to be bad. Sweet. There we go. Oh, sweet that. We're about finishing up the blocking. We'll finish the blocking up for today. It's really easy. We'll do a little bit more blocking and getting the animation. This is just easy. This is just easy. It's probably my favorite challenge we're going to do so far. And I know I don't finish a lot of the other challenges. They're just fun practice to do. This one's so easy. And plus, I've been thinking about this animation all week. I've been thinking about this animation all week. I'm so pumped to do Salt Bay. Salt Bay is like one of my favorites. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some crazy exaggeration. And so push the elbow out. Let's see. Yes. Very nice. We'll zero it out. Figure out this control. Excited for this.
The 9000 series is the most reliable computer ever made.
Cupping. Sort of thing. The pinky like overcome one, get nice and squashed. This one. Probably this thumb. There we go. Stretch this a little bit, not too much. Position of hand, we got the. Oh no, that was right. Cool. so we see it lower. Ooh, yeah, I like this a little bit better. I like it like that. It's not like right, but it looks different. It looks cooler that way. Yeah. Let's rotate so you can see more of the thumb. There we go. I'm rotating from the right side of the screen, looking at the left, and it's like throwing me off. It's like, no, that's not what I want to do. I like that. And then, so there's 35. Well, then we can just arc it just a little bit. Get the elbow up there, get a nice arc in there. Oh, excuse me. No. So, mark. Yeah, Bruce and Harm. Rats. Rattiest dogs. We'll curl the finger. Curl this. Good. Now there's 35. I'm happy with that. We're gonna finish this blocking and then I'll be done for the day. This one will move the hand of the camera at the same time. Camera control. Oh, time to bring up the reference again. Where are you, Salt Bay? That's like shape. What do you want? That one. Infamous elbow out. Snake hand looking thing. So we get the elbow in there. We gotta be very careful we don't get the clipping of the shoulder. So it's gonna look slightly different because we're gonna tilt it like so. He does it outwards. We're gonna tilt it inwards so we can see it from the perspective of this. Fuck. Alright, well, that's it, folks. We're gonna end on the crash. We were done anyway. I will have that repaired for next time we come back. No! We were doing so good. Well, I fixed a lot of problems. Did I save it after the knife? Hopefully I did. I don't want to do that again. I've been pretty good at saving today. I've been pretty good. No, not. We're gonna see where we left off. I'm not doing this again. I'm gonna be done. Hold on. I'm not going just yet. I'm gonna do my outro, but. Oh, you got a house showing? Good luck with that, Mom. Almost hit restream my precious for it. I wanna cry. I wanna cry. Honestly, we did so well with this, though. No, we didn't do the knife thing. Okay. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna end off with 50 next time. When we come back to the next animation stream, this will be all blocked out. This will be all blocked out. I'm gonna do this off camera just to catch us back up because it's literally gonna be the same thing we just watched. But damn it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Where's my crash counter? We're gonna do it. I really need to make like an animation for this to like actually switching over. My crash counter, my crash one time. Woo! So we'll have the transfer knife, the thing, this, that, and then like we could either end on that, and then we'll go straight to a selling pose. I don't know. We'll figure that. I'll do that on my own. We'll come back. We'll have it blocked out, and then we'll go straight into the animation. And I honestly think we can get the animation done next stream, within a couple of hours. I think we can have it nice, cleaned up. Maybe not cleaned up completely, but we can definitely get most of the general animation in there. And then the stream after that, we'll do the final cleanup touches. Bruce. Hey. Bruce. Look, Bruce. Up. Up, Duke. Douche. Alright. So then the stream after that, we'll be cleaning up, finishing the animations, which I believe is a very, very good. Seeing how quick we did this, and how quick I'll do this, I think that's very, very obtainable. And then in the final one, after cleaning up, in that same one, Bruce. The same one after that, we will be adding in the textures and everything. We'll clean up the textures. I'll do a texture thing. We'll get some rendering done too. Make a scenery. And maybe get some 2D particle effects in there. We'll try and get some particle effects. We'll probably do that in After Effects if I don't end up doing it by hand. which I don't think I should do by hand. I think doing a 2D particle effect now will be fine. And that's it. This was a very good one. This is a very good stream. Like, we got a good chunk done. I showed how to do a lot. I did some modeling. I saved for a good portion. Like I said, I'll be back. But thanks for stopping by and Say Cakes Animation. Like, follow, subscribe. I have Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Mixer. Follow all of that. I will have a YouTube video up shortly on how to make the actual rig, a professionally made video on how to make a POV camera using any rig in Maya. I need that bubbly energy if I have to redo the video, because I tried recording it this morning and somebody was loud. Bruce. Yeah, you. That guy. Thanks for watching Say Cakes Animation. Catch you next time. We'll probably get some gaming stream going if I'm not animating tomorrow. Thanks for watching.